O Show. This is the Big 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 O Show.
There's just one place to celebrate a happy new model year. Acura of Pembroke Pines. Drive away in a new ADX. Only $299 a month at Acura of Pembroke Pines, the #1 volume Acura dealer.
When presenting an award to an employee, athlete, executive, or fantasy GM, make sure you call Orviet's Awards and More. For 35 years, these custom award specialists have been providing plaques, trophies, custom framing, while providing state-of-the-art laser and computerized engraving, UV printing, and glass crystal etching. They do all their engraving and printing in-house for quality control. Call Charles at 305-949-8098 or visit them at orvietosawards.com. Orviet's Awards and More, where recognition is rewarding.
When it comes to your smile, confidence is so important. At Moody Dental, they provide the services to get your smile back. This family-run practice prides itself by offering the latest technology to give your family the best experience possible. Moody Dental has been in business for over 30 years with offices in Hialeah and Plantation. They accept most major dental insurances. They provide free new patient exams, 20% off select treatments. To qualify, please follow us on Instagram at moodys.dental. Moody Dental has been in business for over 30 years. To schedule an appointment in Hialeah, call 305-821-0231 and Plantation 954-692-6825. From Invisaligns, dental implants, same-day crowns, and the preventative care and preservation to get your smile back. Go to moodysdental.com to find out more and tell them Big O sent you.
There's just one place to celebrate a happy new model year. Acura of Pembroke Pines. Take $10,000 off a 2025 MDX at Acura of Pembroke Pines, the #1 volume Acura dealer.
For over 16 years, EJDconstruction.com has provided South Florida residents quality craftsmanship, accurate project management, and exceptional service. That's why EJDconstruction.com is an A-rated member of Angie's List and the Better Business Bureau. When you're looking for the right custom home builder for additions or home remodeling, please call my friend Eric at 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDconstruction.com.
It starts every morning before the sun comes up. Projects are laid out. Plans are made. Equipment is fueled and loaded with inventory to handle all service requests. Orders are given to an army of skilled landscape maintenance professionals, certified arbor trimmers, irrigation technicians, and licensed pest management experts who fan out to communities and businesses all over South Florida. Experienced, on time, and dependable. Our staff is fully trained, licensed, and insured. Contact us by phone, email, social media, or through our website to answer all your landscape questions. We are Cutter's Edge. Total Landscape Solutions.
The Sultan's choice for excitement and a caravan of savings awaits at Toyota of Hollywood. Your wish for savings has been granted with discounts of up to $4,500. Take a magic carpet ride in a Toyota Corolla, not $24,000, $19,988. Step into our Grand Bazaar where you'll find epic savings at the #1 volume Toyota dealer, Toyota of Hollywood, on 441 between Hollywood Boulevard and Sheridan Street. Open till midnight.
After 40 years, the Big Cheese Miami is still producing great Italian food. They started in 1984. Since then, they've been winning awards while being voted the best inexpensive Italian restaurant in Miami. Visit them for great food, amazing service. Witness the decades of Cane's memories. The walls are like a Miami Hurricanes Hall of Fame. The Big Cheese delivers anything on its menu or party platter menu to your home, office, or even a park for a picnic. Located at 8080 Southwest 67th Avenue, Miami. Call 305-662-6855. TheBigCheeseMiami.com, where they serve large portions at family prices.
Oh, Sam, not again.
Initiating Daddy's back.
Go!
Set the rhythm of your smart home with Sloman Shield Blink, the new integrated smart home platform that automates your life just the way you want it. Sloman Shield Blink. Be the maestro of your own home.
If you're looking to take your home or business to the next level, then RM Contractors can assist you. RM specializes in new residential turnkey, new commercial turnkey, home and office remodeling. Call them for free estimates. Serving all of South Florida, licensed and insured. Call Ray, 305-345-3649. You work hard to create the perfect atmosphere. You dream it, we'll build it. RM Contractors, 305-345-3649. Or Instagram at RMC Fisher Island.
Before you buy or lease a Honda, Volkswagen, Hyundai, or any other model, compare Subaru, rated #1 in safety at Subaru of Pembroke Pines. Buy with 0.9% financing, 0 down. Forester with symmetrical all-wheel drive, $259 a month. Crosstrek with symmetrical all-wheel drive, $239 a month. During the Subaru A Lot to Love event at Subaru of Pembroke Pines, South Florida's #1 volume Subaru retailer.
Welcome to Caneswear. New store, new items, same great experience. Family owned and operated since 2010, Caneswear has the latest merchandise from the Miami Hurricanes, Miami Dolphins, Florida Panthers, Inter Miami CF, and more. Come visit us at our store in Davie on University Drive, just south of 595, or online at caneswear.com. Caneswear, the spot Miami fans shop.
Hi, this is Jeff Welt from Welt & Rayom. Dan and I have been in business together for over 22 years. We're not your typical lawyers. When Dan's not working in the office, he's flying his stunt plane. When I'm not in the office, I'm either getting tattooed, bowling, riding a motorcycle, or going to concerts. We might not be your typical attorneys, but we are aggressive attorneys, and we'll do whatever it takes to get you what you deserve. Consultations are always free. Call us anytime, 24/7.
Welt & Rayom can help.
There's just one place to celebrate a happy new model year. Acura of Pembroke Pines. Drive away in a new ZDX. Only $459 a month at Acura of Pembroke Pines, the #1 volume Acura dealer.
The viewpoint statements or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyXS.com, Media Group Inc. ownership, management, sponsors, or website.
Thank you, Sean. Very nice. Very nice. Explosions. There we go. Bitcoin is exploding. It is October 1st. It is Rocktober. We are 59 today. Yes, yes. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Appreciate all of you out there as always. Thank you. Billboard and all. Very nice, Sean. Thank you, thank you. So I appreciate all of you joining us on my completion of my 59th year. So there we go. Or I'm starting my 59th year, actually, right? That's kind of what it is, right? So number 59 for me, I am 1 year away from 60, which is just absolutely crazy, dude. Absolutely. Listen, every day is a blessing, as I tell you guys all the time. Every day that you wake up, man, you are lucky. You know what I'm saying? So I am very lucky to get to 59, and I think about that every single day. You know, the word I was looking for yesterday, Sean, was mortality. Mortality is the word that I was looking for yesterday when I was talking about as you get older, you know, you're facing your mortality. You know what I mean? It's like, you know, I've lived 59. There's probably no chance I'm going to live another 59, you know? So it's just one of those where it's a blessing every single day. And I'm just, you know, very happy that I got my wife, I got my daughter, I got my dogs, I got great friends. I got an amazing base of people that support Sean and myself. So I appreciate it. And some of you have become my friends too, on top of all of that. So it's just a real cool thing, and just a blessing to, you know, to enjoy another day. And 59, man, 59. And like everybody else, you just wonder, where the hell did the years go? You know, when you're like at 59. But hey, we got a government shutdown. We got Bitcoin running, which is a beautiful thing. 117. Yeah, we did it. Oh man, I was wondering if we were going to hit 117 right before I got on, and we were at the high 116s. And we were moving, so I was wondering if we were going to hit it. Hey, it's my birthday. Let's go. 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 Man, we got a little pump going on right now. Now we just crossed 117, going to 117, 100. Just a moving. We are a moving. It's beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Did you buy it at 108? Is anybody listening right now, watching the show specifically? Because you might be listening later, might be watching later, but right now, any newbies took a shot like at 108 or 110 or 112? I'm just wondering if any of you newbies, you know what I mean? Maybe some of you other ones that got in on the other road when it was in the, you know, 95, 102, 90, you know, whatever. And then there's some of you that got in when it was in the 80s or the 70s, you know, that kind of stuff. So obviously you guys are loving it. Like I said, 117 right now. I mean, this thing is flying. And might as well, let me do my crypto segment now, thanks to our friends at R&M Contractors, because they know how to get it done. Ray and Mike, big Bitcoin guys too, on top of all of that. They get it. They understand. They see what's going on. But let me tell you what's going on right now, okay? We got Bitcoin pumping, and one of the reasons why you're seeing it right now at 117, 140, as we are talking, it is pumping right now. Metaplanet, by the way, bought 5,268 more Bitcoin for $615 million. They now own 823 Bitcoin for $3.33 billion at an average of 107,000 per coin. They're doing the same thing the strategy is doing out in Japan. The job numbers came out, and again, they get worse and worse because our economy is getting worse and worse and worse. And the tariffs will add to it as time goes on. It'll get passed on to us. Don't worry about it. A lot of them brag about, oh, not all of it is passed on and this and that. And it's coming. That will come too as the beginning of the year. You'll start seeing it even worse. But anyway, the U.S. economy lost 32,000 jobs when they were forecasting to gain 52,000 jobs. August was also revised down 3,000 more. The economy is slowing to a crawl. Every month it slows down. Every month inflation grows. Every month unemployment goes down. More people lose jobs. We're going into stagflation already. It's happening. Okay. And one of the things that I've told you about Bitcoin for several years now is that a good economy will pump Bitcoin. A bad economy will explode Bitcoin. And why? Because when you have a recession, when you have inflation, when you have problems like that, look at the dollar now. The dollar is also losing more value. The dollar has lost over 10% of its value since the beginning of the year. So you buy 10% less with your money. With Bitcoin, you buy more. Over time, your money grows with Bitcoin. Over time, your money dies with the dollar. And right now, the way they're doing things, they're not buying our bonds. The dollars are dying. And you see what's going on with the economy. Let's hope it turns around. But if it doesn't, I can guarantee you one thing. By the way, Trump put out a Bitcoin video this morning, a 6-minute Bitcoin video. U.S. Department of Treasury is going to relax the proposed rule of unrealized Bitcoin gains under the CAMT. And this is going to help a lot of the treasuries and all that, because that's the stuff that the Dems were trying to put in place, which makes no sense. So all that stuff was, and they want to make sure they erase all that stuff, just like the whole CBDC and all that kind of stuff. This is going to open it up for more corporations to get into Bitcoin. Okay, so all these things are going to end up pumping Bitcoin to kingdom come. Today, by the way, is day number 100 of Bitcoin being over 100,000. On our birthday, on October 1st, what a birthday present. On my birthday, a Bitcoin enthusiast, Bitcoin is 100 days over 100,000. Gotta love that, dude. Gotta love the synergy there, huh? Those of us that are orange pilled. Have you gotten orange pilled yet? Have you gotten orange pilled yet? What's wrong with you? All right. What else? Let me see here. Whoa. Okay, there we go. Now I fixed it. Anyway. All right. That is our crypto segment. Thanks to our friends at R&M Contractors. We thank Ray and Mike. If you want to check out some exceptional work, go to their Instagram page, RMC Fisher Island. RMC Fisher Island. Check it out so you can see all the work that they've done. I mean, some heavy stuff, dude. Some kitchens that will blow you away, from a sauna to a steam room, whatever it is. I mean, they've done all kinds of work that you may be looking for. And, of course, complete remodels, kitchen upgrades. They do impact windows and doors, which we needed here in South Florida. So check it out and call my guy Ray and Mike, 305-345-3649. Right. All right.
where are we at here now? We're pumping over 117. Life is good. Don't forget, folks, you can make a donation to the show, Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show, Cash App or Venmo. And you can make a Bitcoin, Ethereum, Chainlink, or Solana donation. As always, we appreciate it. You can send in your questions, your comments, your insults, all kinds of stuff, and we always appreciate it there on the show. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Ray, thank you, my brother. I appreciate you. He says, happy birthday. Enjoy your day. Thank you for your generosity. He says, FYI, if you need to watch this movie, Cold Wallet. Okay. I'll check it out. Cold Wallet. Okay. All right. I'll check it out. Let me write it down because if not, I will forget. Okay. All right. All right. Remember, Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show. Cash App or Venmo, and you can make a Bitcoin, Ethereum, or Chainlink Solana donation, and we always appreciate that. Let's see. Ty in the Bronx, thank you for the happy birthday, my brother. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you, thank you, thank you. True Fin fan, thank you for the happy birthdays. And yes, I hope to be around a lot longer and hope to be able to do this for a few more years. Ty in the Bronx, Big O, are the Panthers going to make a move? Thank you for the super chat, sir. We brought on David Dwork last week to talk, or earlier, was it Monday that we brought on Dwork? Or was it last week? No, I forgot. It was last week, right? And one of the things he explained is that they're at a point where if they make a move for somebody, when those guys come back, they're going to have to cut somebody. And so it's kind of a really difficult situation. They don't have that kind of flexibility. It's not a Vinny Viola thing. It's an actual player thing that you like the players you have. And so you have to stay under the cap, and you don't really want to get rid. It's not like Barkov you want to get rid of, or Kachuk. When they come back, you want to absorb them, but you have all these other guys, Verhaeghe and Bennett, and it just goes on, that you've got a bunch of other guys that can, contribute and carry the team. And so I think they don't want to be forced to let go some of their other guys. Lundell, Samoskevich, whatever, they got a bunch of young guys too on this team. So there's probably very little chance that they're going to be making any kind of a big move. Can I see them making a smaller move? Yeah, dude, because, they're the Panthers and they don't care, and they're going to, Viola is the best. He wants to win no matter what. He's a maniac. But it all has to be within the rules of the cap. So they don't have the same kind of flexibility to go out and add another stud, because they will not be able to then keep all of their studs once everybody returns. And that's the thing. If you knew Barkov for sure was out for the year, then maybe you can, put him on the IR, and then you get a guy for a year and get away with it and trade him in the offseason and all that kind of stuff. But there's a chance you can get Barkov at the end of the season in the playoffs. So if there's a chance and it's the captain, you have to wait. You know what I mean? So we're kind of in a rock and a hard place. But I hate the injuries, but I love the fact they'll get Kachuk in the midway part of the season. And I think the Panthers are good enough to make an impact big time. They don't need to hold the number one seed. I'm intrigued to see what happens here and to see what a Carter Verhaeghe does now that he's going to get a lot more playing time, and he's going to be put more in the pressure situations, which he's excelled always. And he kind of took a back seat, which is a great point that David brought up when I asked him, okay, so who's the guy that will get, and it was a great name to mention, because he's kind of a star that was minimized in a way because there's so many of them out there, and it's just not everybody can. There's only one puck. So now that you are going to be missing two of your studs and one of them for half a season, a guy like that will be actually kind of like a free agent addition almost, because he's going to be playing a lot more minutes in meaningful moments. And I'm excited for Lundell because he has shown so much that now he gets to be put in the forefront, and we're going to find out how good he is and how good the future is too for the Panthers. So there's some stuff. I'm super excited about the Panther season no matter what, because they are loaded. They got a great roster. They're easily one of the best teams in the league, even without those two guys right now. And that's saying something. Okay? So I like it. I think they're going to play with a chip on their shoulders. I think they're going to go, and this is what these kind of teams need that are going for 3 straight and they've gone to the playoffs a whole bunch. They need these extra little carrots to dangle in front of them. And so now they're going to go, people are going to count us out, and they're going to, all that. And they're going to make themselves the underdogs. Like the Aces last night when they beat the Fever and advanced to the WNBA finals. They were like, and people are, counting us out and saying, it's like, get the hell out of here. You were a heavy favorite in this series. So great job by the Fever, by the way, to make it to the 5th game of the semifinals without Caitlin Clark. Pretty damn good, dude. Pretty damn good. Pretty damn good. That team's going to be scary as hell next year. Scary as hell. Big time. Anyway. So, we'll see. But I am looking forward to the Panther season time. And thank you for the super chat, my brother. Appreciate it. We always encourage the super chats, but we'd rather Cash App or Venmo because we get 100% of the donation. On super chats, we get 70 because YouTube takes 30. Yeah. But, of course, if you only have that, it is what it is. Some people don't have Cash App or Venmo, and we understand that. But I am looking so forward to it. And thank you to the birthday wishes out there. I see it. Ray, Jay, Eddie Lepp, thank you. Appreciate you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Captain Saki. Thank you, Ray Grullon. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Nyborg said, I had an orange whip last night. Does that count? Well, it's orange, but you're not orange pilled. Let's see. Jaffrard says, I did. Does that I did mean you went on this dip here? Is it now? Are you a newbie, Jaffrard? Is this like the first time you got into Bitcoin finally at 108? So, Jack says got in when it was in the 50s, and I've never stopped buying. There you go. Once you get it, you'll understand. Jake from Pallettown says glad I was buying Sol the past week. Yeah, it was at 250 and it went down to 210 and 200, and yeah. You know it's going to go way past 250. It's going to climb. I think Sol's got a chance, seriously, to push to $750 to $1,000 in the next couple. These are the 3 months that we've been waiting for. Those of us that have been at this for several years, these are the 3 months we've been waiting for. Okay? These are the 3 months. And at one point, I'm pulling the injection button. I'm getting out. Let's see. Stanton Bernie, thank you out there. Big Johnson, Alexis Palenzuela, Ocala Joe, Alton, thank you all out there for the birthday wishes. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Giovanni, Horn Dog, you guys are awesome, man. I appreciate you all out there with the birthday wishes. Very nice of you. What else? Jake from Pallettown, I say this half jokingly. Go get Brown. He's not happy in Philly, and we're moving on from Tyreek. Yeah, okay. What else? Let's see. NorCal is puffing the good green, and have a great Wednesday and birthday, Big O. Thank you, sir. And enjoy puffing the good green, of course. Let's see. Jake says it even got to 197. Yeah, exactly. Yep. I'm with you there, bro. I haven't bought Sol in a while because I bought it a long time ago, and I'm just sitting there gaining interest now. That's all I'm doing. So, and I am getting a nice chunk of interest every single, 2 days or something is when the interest drops. And so it's really, really cool. Devin, thank you, sir. Thank you for the love on the on the super chat, man. Thank you. I appreciate you immensely. By the way, we are at 117,457. Okay, 117,457. Is that insane or what? I mean, it's gone up over $400 since we've been on. Wow. That's impressive. That's absolutely impressive. Man. Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show. Cash App or Venmo, and you can make a Bitcoin or Ethereum, Chainlink, or Solana donation. And Bag on Head, thank you for the birthday wishes on Venmo. He said, happy birthday, Big O. I'm really interested to see if Waller can build on the Jets game. Let's hope so. If he and Julian Hill can contribute, that's like you found money, should really help Tua. It helps any quarterback become way better because it's like, is it Linus? Was it Linus the one that had that had the towel? Or was that Pigpen? No, Pigpen was the one with all the dirt. Linus was the one with the piano, or the one with the towel, the one that always had the towel. Well, it's like he was dependent on that towel, right? And it was Linus. Thank you, Pattern Nashville and Bag on Head. That's what a tight end is for any quarterback. It's not a Tua thing, because I know all you Tua haters, you like to like spin everything and all that, and it's like it's ridiculous. Tight ends are godsends for quarterbacks, and Tua has not been working with a real tight end until last year for 3/4 of the season with Jonnu Smith. And that's ridiculous. Do you know how detrimental that is? How much that hurts your quarterback? It's just stupid. And, your point, which, by the way, is what I've made on the postgame show and yesterday, that if you can get Julian Hill going, who has played better, and he had one catch for 19 yards, which, shit, dude, 19 yards and one catch, that's pretty effective. And you've got Darren Waller, and here's the caveat to all of this. Of course, you want those two to develop, but more importantly, you need Julian Hill to develop. There is no future with Darren Waller, none. This is a mercenary that you're using for this year, so you are hoping that he can keep his body up. Remember, he got here and he got injured. By the way, Thank you. Second Darren Waller got here. Oh, we're bringing him along slowly. What did I say? I called it a flat out lie. I didn't dick around. I didn't are they really doing this or that? And then I just said a flat out lie. And I sent a text to several people in the building, by the way, of the Miami Dolphins. And I told them, hey, guys, if you're going to lie about Darren Waller, can you come up with a better lie? Not one of them answered that text. Not one of them answered that text. I did end up talking to one of them after about it. And it's like, yeah, what are you going to do? So, just one of those deals. But anyway, back to my point. Darren Waller is a mercenary. We're just hoping he can line up next week and the week after, because we have no idea how long that his body always breaks down. He's a guy that's unreliable. So I have no idea how long it'll last. Let's hope so. We need it badly, but Tua needs it. Your quarterbacks need it badly. You got to have a tight end, dude. And we've seen it in Dolphin history. When you have a tight end, life is easier, life is better for your quarterback, right? When Randy McMichael's making plays, or Keith Jackson, or whoever it is, life is better for you. And you saw it with Jonnu Smith last year. And that's been the history of the NFL, period. And somehow or another, we get a quarterback and we don't give him tight ends. Not one, tight ends. You should give him at least two. and none. So it's nice to have Darren Waller, and if you can develop Julian Hill here, I got to say this, he has taken a small step this year from the year before. Why? He's making less mistakes, and we have to acknowledge that. Okay? So if he starts making more plays and less mistakes, then he's making the progress from a guy that's a super raw player but super talented. And then all of a sudden, if he sees Darren Waller playing and Darren Waller starts doing things that he can now learn from, because he does have skill sets like Darren Waller. He's athletic, he can run, and he can block the shit out of people. Okay, Julian, I've always said this. I totally understand why they keep him around. Now, would I have handled it a lot different? Yeah, I would have made him pay a lot more prices for the mistakes to make sure I send a message that you got to play with discipline. That part, but that's all this, our weak ass coach that we have here. So what are we going to do? It is what it is. But it will be a gift for Dolphins, for the offense, and especially for Tua Tagovailoa. If Darren Waller can stay on the field and continue to play, not develop, because he is what he is already. He just needs to go out there and be consistent. And then if the Julian Hill project rises and becomes a factor, then all of a sudden now you have 2 tight ends and you have 1 for the future. And that, my friends, that's what we're talking about here. That makes life easier and the offense a lot better. Harder to defend. Okay? Stacking 8 in the box and all that shit. No, or flooding the zone. No, now you got something that's in the middle that's breaking that shit up, and then helping your running game and also helping your deep passing game. Because the tight end is that yin and yang in the middle of that offense in the attack against that defense. And then that when you have that, then it's 3 levels that they've got to worry about: the running game, the tight end, and then somebody over the top. Okay. And nobody better over the top than, of course, our friends at Sloman's Home Shield. And, of course, you got to check out the Shield Link, because Shield Link is like the bomb now. You get to control everything and anything in your home with your smartphone. The future is here now. Call our friends at Sloman's, 1-866-756-6467. Ask them about Shield Link. Tell them that Big O sent you. It's professional grade security monitoring with cutting edge smart home automation. Now you can lock doors, adjust the thermostat, switch lights on and off, view live camera feeds, and you can even create automated routines, all from a single dashboard. So maybe you're not going to be home, but you can, turn on some lights, start making it look like you're there, or you're headed home. You want to turn on the AC to start cooling down the house. Or if you're like me, you have cameras, whether you have cameras outside, but you also have cameras inside. Not everybody puts cameras inside, but I do, because I have 4 dogs and they roam the house. So I got to put a couple cameras in there to keep, tabs on my dogs, to make sure they're kosher. And me and my wife are constantly checking, the cameras to make sure the dogs are good and all that kind of stuff. So that's the beauty of Shield Link. You can keep anything and everything, keep up with anything and everything that's going outside your home and even inside your home. Reach out to our friends, 1-866-756-6467, 1-800-ALARM-ME, or, of course, go to slomans.com. All right. Let me go to our 3A Graphics Sports Calendar and the amazing Alan Blanco, 786-618-1443, custom printing and embroidery. Last night, Inter Miami choked like a dog. They lost to Chicago 5-3. That Gutierrez goal in the 83rd minute, that was nasty, dude. That was world class. Wow. Suarez had 2 goals in that game in the loss. Saturday, they take on New England. Those old legs, man. There'll be no supporter shield. Saturday versus New England at 7:30. The Revs, by the way, are the 11th team in the standing, so it's an easy team They should take care of business. Also on Saturday, the University of Miami, the number 3 team in the country, will visit number 18 FSU. Miami is favored by 4.5. The over and under is 53.5. Miami minus 190, FSU plus 160 on the money line. Saturday at Riverfront Stadium, your Fort Lauderdale United, who are unbeaten on the season. They've won 3 in a row. They will take on the Tampa Bay Sun FC in a rematch of the league's finals last year. So they're looking for revenge. And Thursday, tomorrow night in the NFL, San Francisco will visit the Rams. Rams favored by 6. Over and under is 47. Rams are minus 300 on the money line. San Francisco plus 240. And in semifinal action in WNBA, the Aces defeat the Fever 107-98 to advance to the WNBA Finals. Asia Wilson, 35 points, 8 rebounds, 5 assists, 4 steals, 4 blocks. Yeah, she's good. Friday, we'll start the WNBA Finals on ESPN at 8 o'clock. It'll be the Mercury taking on the Aces. Aces are favored by 3.5. Over and under is 160.5. Dolphins on Sunday at 1 o'clock. We will get you ready there for the game starting off at 11:30. Dolphins are favored by 1 now as the money line, as the money has swung over to the Dolphins' favor. Over and under is 44.5. Panthers plus 100 on the money line, and the Dolphins are minus 120 on the money line. Yesterday, they released cornerback Cam Smith, who has been an absolute bust since they drafted him. And they also signed wide receiver Cedric Wilson in the process. That is your 3A Graphics sports calendar. All right. Thank you all out there. Appreciate you. Okay. Brian Radke, thank you, sir, for the love on Cash App. Thank you. He just puts a good morning, and I appreciate it. Thank you. All right. Where is, by the way, where is Bitcoin at right now? Where are we at? We are at 117,230. All right. I wonder, it is my birthday today. And with birthdays, you get cakes. And on cakes, there are candles. And we were at 114. So we're at 117. It's up 3,000. It's 10:32 in the morning, so it's still early. Could we get a God candle on my birthday, which is 10,000? It's going to happen. It's going to happen very soon. It's going to happen here. In these 3 months, we will get at least 1 God candle, maybe 2. But next year, that's when we'll get a couple of those too. Next year, it will be very, very interesting. JJ says, Orlando, you have been saying this about the tight end for years now with Tua. Dude, I saw it with Marino. Marino threw the tight end like crazy. It's every quarterback has tight ends. When you think of Montana and you say the catch, it's not Jerry Rice, it's Brent Jones. When you think of Tom Brady and when he had Gronk and when he had the murderer too, Gronk and Hernandez, oh my God, how could you stop that? Tight ends are positions that are so hard to match up with. And we have our heads up our asses here in Miami. That's all I can tell you, dude. I've watched a lot of football, and I know what you need to succeed. And the run game, the offensive line, and the tight end is extremely important. It's important to have good receivers, but it's more important to have a great running game, a great offensive line, and great tight ends. I can win with good receivers. I don't need great receivers. If I have a passer like Tua, I don't need great receivers. I need tight ends. I need running backs. I need an offensive line. I need that. Okay. Everything else, the quarterback will hook up with the receivers. You just need good receivers. You don't, oh my God, I need to have a number one. No, not really. Not if you're strong. Now, if you're not, then yeah, you got to lean on your receivers. If you're not going to lean on your running game and you're not going to lean on your tight ends, then yeah, of course you got to lean on the receivers and see how far that gets you. Nobody wins a Super Bowl that way. Nobody wins a Super Bowl that way. Got to run, man. Got to run. And tight ends are incredibly important. Incredibly important. And when you have them, it is a unstoppable weapon. So I like seeing that now. A little late, way late, but we'll see what happens. Drew Brees to Graham, and he had a couple of other tight ends, and he had big receivers, and he always had a running game, and he had a really stout middle of the offensive line. Always great offensive guards and center. Always Drew Brees. You could never cave in the pocket. That's what you're supposed to. When you have to understand your talent, and then you build around what the talent is. That's how you're supposed to do things. And if you don't do it that way, then your talent won't succeed. And then they'll go somewhere else. And if they build it the right way around them, then they'll go succeed somewhere else. And that's basically what will happen here if you let go of Tua. If you go somewhere else where they actually run the ball and protect, they'll be fine with him. Absolutely fine with him. He'll rock out. It won't be a problem. But if you're going to put the weight of the world on him and not a running game and no tight ends and all that and a weak line, yeah, he's toast. Hey, Sean, do me a favor. Can you give me a quick break, because they left something, my Sloman Shield link. I have a present downstairs, and I'm being told that somebody sent me a present, so I need to go get it downstairs. So do me a favor. Give me, 30 seconds. I need to go downstairs and get it.
Oh, Sam, not again.
Initiating Daddy's back.
Go!
Set the rhythm of your smart home with Sloman Shield Blink, the new integrated smart home platform that automates your life just the way you want it. Sloman Shield Blink. Be the maestro of your own home.
All right. Just got a present in. Pat in Asheville. Thank you, sir. Sending me a bundt cake. I'm going to gain all that weight that I lost. That's good. That's dangerous. That's dangerous. Thank you, Pat in Asheville. Appreciate you, my brother. Appreciate you big time. Man. It's good stuff. Thank you, my man. Thank you very much. I'm definitely going to enjoy that later. My daughter left me stuff in the morning. All right. Anyway. Thank you, Pat. That was awesome. And I know it's going to be super delicious. I'm looking forward to it, man. Very nice of you. Very nice of you. Thank you, my friend. And I appreciate all of the birthday wishes out there and the gifts. Thank you very much. Wow. All right. I got a bunch of texts coming in too. All right. There we go. So where we at? 117,422. I love it. Kellen Winslow. Yes. Kellen Winslow was a monster for Dan Fouts. So, you got to have a tight end, dude. You got to have a tight end. I need that cake. We'll do it later. When I get off, I'll have some lunch, and then I know I have my dessert ready. So I'll have one of those for dessert, for sure. Yes, Keith Jackson. Yes, exactly. That's kind of what it is. So, and Lenny says if Julian Hill can stay away from making mistakes and get better as a receiver, he can be really good for us. He's already a good blocker. Yes, dude, that's the beauty of the Julian Hill thing. He is exactly what you want from a tight end, and a two-way tight end. Okay, which those are really hard to find. The guys that can play the game, pass, catch, and run, and they can also block. Oh my God, those things are impossible to find. Julian Hill is one of those guys. He was just, we got him super raw here, but man, there's a lot of talent bottled up there. If he can, maybe he'll learn some stuff from watching Waller play too, which is what I'm hoping. I'm hoping that some of that, he sees that and he can implement some of those things in his game because he's got that athletic ability. But it's going to be fun if they can keep those guys around and they can play. It will be fun. By the way, it is October 1st, and today is day number 18,887 since the Finns won a title. It is day number 8,671 since the Canes won the title. And today's day number 100 that Bitcoin is over $100,000. So there you go, which is a beautiful thing. And by the way, we wish everyone an easy fast and healthy Yom Kippur for those of you out there. So I hope everything goes well for all our Jewish friends out there. All right. What else do we have going on? We got a couple things to talk about here on the show. And I'm going to try to get a little FSU preview for you tomorrow. Okay. From the other side. I'm not doing the Dolphin stuff. They need to start winning a bunch of games for me to even waste my time to start getting the interview for the preview team. But at least for the Canes, because they're for real, I'll make an effort, because they're worth it. If you're not worth it, I'm not making an effort, bro. I'm done. I'm at a stage in my life where I don't need this shit. It's like going to camp. What do I really gain from camp except just sitting there sweating? Best part is meeting some of you out there. That's about it. Outside of that, I don't really gain anything from camp. You know what I mean? The NFL, all they do is bust our balls for if any work that we do there, we can't even play it on the damn show. So it's like, okay, so what am I going there for? If I'm not benefiting from it. Remember that, Sean? Wasn't that a bitch? You and I would take our time to go down there. We go do all the interviews, get you some interviews, ask them some questions that they're not, maybe other people aren't going to ask, get one-on-ones with players. And, it's like, and then the NFL tells me, no, you can't air it. You can only air 1 minute and 40 seconds every day. Fuck you. So we'll barely air anything. And that's it, dude. It's not like I don't need you to survive. I don't need your interview to survive. You know what I mean? People don't listen to this show because, oh my God, we're going to get this interview that normally they don't say anything anyway. Very rare do you get anything that's a really good interview anyway. So it's not like players are going to say anything earth-shattering. You come to this show because we're going to give you better insight on the local teams than anybody else. That's just on average. That's what you're going to get here. You're going to get the honest opinion because I'm not tied to any team. I'm not tied to a corporation. And that's why you tune in here. So What, that I need to do an interview with a running back for 5 minutes? And yeah, Devon Achane is a beautiful player, man. Fantastic. What am I going to gain from that interview except I'm going to get sued by the NFL? Fuck you. How stupid is that? So I'm promoting your league, and you're going to sue me because I'm playing an interview that I worked my ass off for to go down there, and Sean had to film it, edit it, all that, and we put it up, and then you're going to sue me for that? Yeah. No. Yeah, I'm not for that, dude. I'm not about that. I'm not about that life, and I don't need your ass. Okay? So, it's pretty simple. It's I don't need a radio station. I don't need the NFL. I don't need the NBA's help. I don't need the NHL's help. I can talk sports without having to do any of that and get away with it and do very well. Very well. So that's the beauty. That's the life I live. But I'm good with that. You can get away with that. So, Corso, thank you, sir, for the super chat. He says, it's my birthday and I'll cry if I want to. Happy birthday, hot dog cake. You want me to throw up all that bundt cake that I'm about to eat, bro? Come on. Delicious bundt cake, and you're going to give me some hot dog. Come on. Mike No-Go Zones, thank you, sir, for the love. Aguiri, that's happy birthday in Italian. Okay. Aguiri. All right. I did not know that. Thank you, sir. Devin Jordan, I don't know if I mentioned yours. Thank you for the super chat, sir. I appreciate you. Just in case if I did not mention it. Lenny Pena says, back in your QAM days, you were my favorite show because you kept it 100 with us fans. I go as far back to listening to you on my Walkman. LOL. Wow. Yeah. Well, I've been around 35 years, so yeah, that's definitely Walkman territory. Yeah. Tanti agiri, actually, is what Giovanni is saying. Frankie Fresco, thank you, sir. I hope your wish is for the Dolphins to get rid of Coach McDaniel. Nah, my wish is that Bitcoin explodes, my brother. It's about my family. Dolphins don't do shit for my family, bro. And wishing that McDaniel goes, I don't know who you're replacing him with. And I've been at this for 45 years, so I'm not wasting my wish on them. No, dude. No, yeah, I'm going with the I'm going with the wish for the team that comes through for me every single time. The team that never ever fails me. That one right there. Bitcoin. The one that never fails me. There you go, all time. You see? Don't yeah. When in doubt, zoom out. And that's it. And since what? Since November 15 of 2022, what's the trajectory? Just skyrocket. And that's all it's going to do. When in doubt, zoom out, baby. Zoom out. So I'm going to go with the team that doesn't fail me. Bitcoin. When we were down at 16,000, I said, this is your chance. And now we're at 117, 100,000 over from when we were talking about it at 16. By the way, just out of curiosity, anybody got in on it at 16, 17, 18 when I was talking about it? Because right now you're like freaking killing it. I'm just wondering. Anybody specifically got in on it when it was really at its worst? Because that, I tell you, I congratulate you because you showed the kind of balls that very few people have to be able to do that at that point. Because most people thought, oh, it's over and nothing. And those of us that in the know go, no. We're just getting started, dude. You have no idea what's going on. And the same face you see here and enthusiasm and conviction was the same one I had at 16. Ask the guy that's next to me. He knows how I was when I was at 16. Same thing. Didn't flinch 1 second at all. I was much more encouraged at that point because I knew it was a better opportunity, you know? So, let's see. You're giving free markets to the NFL and they get upset at you. Yeah, I know. Free marketing to the NFL. I know. That's what it is. So, you know what? Sean's happy as hell, bro. His ass doesn't have to go all the way over there and sweat and record all that shit and edit it and all that extra work, by the way. Sean, were you getting paid for that? Any extra? No. When we do that, we did it out of our heart. That we like, okay, we love this. We want to do better. And then, you know, this is how we get rewarded. Fuck you. You know, so you don't need me. I don't need you either, bro. You know, that's all. I could play your stupid soundbite a little bit on audio, and that's it. I don't need to show your stupid video. And I could get my point out. I can read your quote, and I can make my point. Does not matter, you know, because you're going to get the truth here on the team. Something that, you know, I can't say everybody else can actually is willing to say it. Actually, sometimes in the media, they might write something else, but they're not willing to go where they really want to go. I go there all the time, no matter what. So, you know, it is what it is. Big O, who do you think is the greatest tight end of all time? Wow. Gronk is right up there. I got to tell you. Gronk is right up there because, okay, what conversation are we having, True Fin Fan? Are we having the greatest receiving tight end? Are we having the greatest all-around tight end? You know what I'm saying? Oh, let me take the that thing out. That's the part I don't know, True Fin Fan. That's where the conversation can go two ways. If we're talking about an all-around tight end, then I'm going to go Gronk, Bavaro might be my best all-around tight ends. If we're going with athletic tight ends, then I might go Kellen Winslow. Gates. I like Dwight Clark. But I just think these guys are a little bit, and Tony Gonzalez, you know, so it all depends on what we're talking about. Because once I throw blocking in, then I got to throw those guys out. You know what I'm saying? Because Gronk, I saw Gronk throw defensive ends to the ground. I've never seen that shit. I've never seen a tight end ragdoll a defensive end. Never seen that in my life. And I saw that with Gronk. And that was like, holy shit. Like, wow. This is like a, you know, the guy from Tennessee, from Dallas, for like 15 years. He played like 20. Really old. He's an announcer, and he was kind of lame as an announcer. Terrific two-way tight end, dude. Exceptional two-way tight end. What's his name, dude? Jason Witten. Thank you, Giovanni. So what conversation are we talking about with tight end? See what I'm saying? So that's where it differs. It's the cornerback deal, dude. Okay? Deion's the best cover corner, but I'll take Rod Woodson every day of the week and twice on Sundays over Deion. Why? Because Rod Woodson could cover maybe one hair under Deion, but he's going to knock your pecker in your sock. So when you're out in the open field, here comes Rod Woodson. He's going to knock you out, and you're going to go, oh, shit, my left nut is in the sock here. Let me pick it up. You'll be seeing stars and shit. Dion will have nothing to do with you. Rod Woodson will knock you into next week. You know what I'm saying? Ronnie Lott will cover and knock you into next week. So what are we talking about? You know what I'm saying? So in tight end, that's where tight end and cornerback has a way of going in a fork in a road, because then one guy says, no, I'll take Gronk and I'll take Kellen Winslow. Well, wait a minute. Hold on a second. What are we talking about? Okay. So, I need a big athletic catch in the end zone at the end of a game. Okay, I'll take Kellen Winslow. I need an all-around tight end. I'm going to take Gronk. I need a short yardage catch that you're going to bust some tackles. I'm going to take Gronk over Kellen Winslow. So I'm going to take Gronk over Kellen Winslow in a lot of categories except one, where I know Kellen Winslow will excel because he was a big-ass receiver. So that's kind of the way I look at it. Yeah, Mike Ditka was also very good too. So was Kyle Mackey. Kyle Mackey probably was a little bit more of an athletic tight end than Mike Ditka was. Mike Ditka was more of a lunch pail type of tight end, a tough guy tight end. Got the tough yardage, whereas Kyle Mackey can probably gain more in the open field. So, yeah, of the older tight ends, yeah, that's kind of the way I would look at it. But, again, a very good tight end too, There's no doubt about that. What else do we have? I'm a Cowboys fan, but Jason Witten couldn't carry Gronk's jockstrap. You know what you got to do with Jason Witten? You got to stop like at year 12 or 13 or something. You got to compartmentalize his career, because if you start looking at the back end, where he was still good, but he wasn't Jason Witten good. Like, he was still serviceable because he's a Hall of Famer and he's better than your average tight end anyway. But if you look at the first 12, 13 years of Jason Witten, dude was a monster. Okay? Really, really good tight end, bro. Really good tight end. I love Dwight Clark, but he's also in the Kellen Winslow type. He's that kind of dude. He's the Tony Gonzalez type. He's the athletic one, right? He's not a blocker. He's not an all-around tight end. That's not exactly what I want him for, What else do we have? One of the cornerstones of the Cowboys' 3 titles. Yes, Jay Novacek. Excellent tight end. Exceptional tight end. What else? Frank K. How important is tight end to a QB? Ask Brock Purdy. Without Kittle, Kittle is the other all-around tight end of today's, like, that competes with Gronk and those kind of guys. Kittle's a monster, dude. Kittle, he loses to the Jags at home and turns the ball over 3 times. Purdy over our QB folks at now. Oh, no. Where are the Purdys over our QB folks at now? Again, and there's nothing wrong with Purdy. He's a good quarterback. You got to know what you have and compliment him so he can do his job. It's just we have a disease in football fans that they have a misconception of something. They think that the quarterback does it all when he really doesn't. And that's their problem. And so if they think the quarterback is not doing it all, then he must not be that good. And it's no. It's that your team is not that good and you're not complimenting your quarterback. And that's the part that people lose. It's not that the guy can't play. It's that you are not helping him do his job. He can play, but you just have too much incompetence around him. And it's very hard for him to orchestrate things when he's not in charge. And that's basically what it is, unfortunately. Let's see. Or JJ says, Orlando bringing the wood today. Brother, when I say that people just stop, I would take Woodson over Dion any day of my life. But we are old school guys and we've seen them in their prime. Well, yeah. Again, what are we talking about? Right? What are we talking about? Are we talking about an all-around player or are we talking about a cover player? Okay, well, then it's different. And when it's cover, you take Dion. I totally understand that. But if I want an all-around corner, I'm not taking Dion. I'm taking Rod Woodson. I'm taking Ronnie Lott. I'm taking guys that can do both for me, can help me in the run, can blitz, can knock the shit out of people, can intimidate. Deion Sanders did not intimidate physically at all. His intimidation was when he was at the ball, whether you're throwing it in his direction or he catches it as a returner. That's when he was intimidating. Rod Woodson or Ronnie Lott or Steve Atwater, which he doesn't cover like those guys, but intimidation factor is what I was talking. When you have those kind of guys, they scare the shit out of you. The receivers want to know, the tight ends want to know where those guys are at, because they know they're going to walk away with some kind of a bruise or maybe even a concussion because of that guy. And that's why the conversation with tight ends and corners sometimes veers off, and one guy's talking apples and one guy's talking oranges. And, and it's like, no, wait a minute. You guys are both right, but it's in different ways you're right. And then you have to explain it. A tight end that killed the Finns back in the 70s. Oh, Russ Francis, bro. That's one of my favorite tight ends of all time. It's one of my favorites of all time, Nyborg. I love Russ Francis, bro. He's an all-around tight end. He is Mark Bavaro before Mark Bavaro, put it that way. Okay? Anybody that saw Mark Bavaro, Russ Francis was Mark Bavaro. Tough guy. Now, Mark Bavaro was the Zonka of tight ends, so he took it like, we still haven't seen a guy like that since Mark Bavaro. Jesus. Oh, my God. I've never seen anything like that. Mark Bavaro was not human, but Russ Francis was kind of like that too. Yeah, he was the prototype. And then Bavaro looked at it and said, yeah, I could do a little better. And he did. Yeah, I love Russ Francis, dude. Love Russ Francis. And I know he's a Patriot, but I just admire the shit out of him as a player. And yes, I hated him as a Dolphin fan because he was a sumbitch against us. Yes. Sam Laporta, yes, great player. They wanted him here, big time. They wanted him. What else? Randy McMichael, yes, good tight end. Not at some of the level that we were talking about some of these other guys, but in Dolphin lore, he's one of the better tight ends, definitely, for sure. Yeah, Troy Polamalu, yes, in his heyday was one of those cats, but he was also a blitzer too. That was also part of his nature, that he was a kind of a linebacker too at times. He could do both. Shannon Sharp, there you go. Definitely. Now, I don't put him in the blocker category of some of these other guys, but as a receiver, he is just as good as all those guys. Yes, definitely, but not a blocker, but as a receiver, for sure. Oh, my God, yes. He's right up there. One of the best of all time. Let's see. Yeah, definitely. And by the way, Randy's also, just so you know, Jeff, Randy's also a really good dude. Okay? It's a really good dude. Really good dude. Really good people on top of all of that. So you'll be happy to know that if you like Randy, he's also a really, really good person, man. Well, a guy that you root for personally because of just the way he carries himself. All right. Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show. Cash App or Venmo, and you can make a Bitcoin, Ethereum, or Chainlink donation. And send in your questions and comments. We appreciate it immensely. Thank you all out there. Okay. Dolphins. They released Cam Smith, which, my God, I mean, they were only hanging on to him because he was a second-round pick and trying to see every moment that they can to see if he can. The best thing you do with busts, just move on. just part ways with them. Yeah, there was no look. Your secondary is really bad, and he can't help you. Sometimes somebody can have the talent, but if they don't have the professionalism, the commitment, and that's the part you can never measure at this level. So whatever insight you may have, and in this case, hell, the GM had a son that played on the same team with him. You cannot measure someone's heart when they go to a next level of anything in life. You can study all you want to be a lawyer, but until you get into that courtroom and you put everything that you learned into effect, we won't know if you can step up and become that. And then you become what kind of a lawyer? A mediocre lawyer, an average lawyer, a really good lawyer? What kind of lawyer? See what I'm saying? And this happens to somebody that goes from JV to varsity in high school. And you might have been able to excel in JV, but in varsity, you're on the bench and you're barely playing. And then some guys are stars in high school and they barely play in college. And some guys are stars in college and they can't get a sniff in the NFL. So these are things that you won't know because you haven't been pushed to that level. So whatever Cam did, was it South Carolina, right? I think it is. Whatever he did in school, so what? That was at one level. At this level, it takes a whole different professional and human being, and you just don't know. And this is where you'll get an X and you'll hit, right? And you'll get a Cam and you'll miss. And you'll miss on an ig monogamy, right? And then you'll start to find a Brandon Jones in the 4th round and you'll hit on that. It's just kind of the way it goes. And you find a Nick Needham off the street and you'll hit on that. And you're going to find guys in all different parts, whether it's draft picks, whether it's undrafted, but you're going to miss on some. And Cam was one of those guys that you miss. It just goes like that. You're going to hit on Van Ginkel. You're going to miss on Smith. You're going to miss on ig monogamy. You're going to hit on Hunt. You're going to hit on Jackson, although he's turned into a little bit injury prone. It looks like you're hitting on Paul. You're going to miss. And Cam Smith was just an absolute swing and miss. The real discussion is, why did it take so long? Why did you even hang on to him for this part of this year? Why? When he's just a waste of time. And he basically stole money for 4 years is what he's doing. That's all. It happens, man. It happens, unfortunately. Now, they signed Cedric Wilson. And I talked about this yesterday because a lot of people are wondering, well, Taj Washington and, you could use Malik more and all that kind of stuff. But one of the things that has been a common denominator a common occurrence in this offseason, it's an offseason that is un-Mike McDaniel-like. They went and got a big guard in free agency. Unfortunately, he got injured. They drafted a guard, okay? And not go get a guy in the 7th round or street free agent because Mike McDaniel does not put an emphasis on guards. He thinks he can, teach anybody to be a guard. So they put an emphasis. They went and got a big back in Ollie and in Madison. Unfortunately, Madison got injured. And they went and now got Darren Waller and get another big tight end. And now you're seeing Cedric Wilson, a big receiver, because Taj Washington is not a big receiver. So if he's the next guy up, you're going to add another midget. And that's not what they want on this team. You need to offset the midgets with bigger players, bigger tight ends, bigger wide receivers. And that's why I believe Cedric Wilson, and he's a veteran. So they figure that they can count on that than a young player and put him in a position where the quarterback needs more targets right now. So Cedric Wilson brings experience, he brings size, and I think that helps out Tua. And that's why he's there and not somebody else. Okay, but it's not the biggest of moves. I hope it turns into bigger than what I think, but I understand the move instead of going with a young guy that you're putting him in a spot that he may not be ready for. As for Tyreek, I saw the comments from, Drew Rosenhaus, and he was talking about, Tyreek missing and saying, and he was talking about how they can still work out a deal with the Dolphins next year because he knows that his guy is a free agent. And I'm going to read his quotes to you because I always find Drew Rosenhaus entertaining. Usually the people that are really full of shit I find very entertaining. So Hill says on his post, we'd love to stay with the Dolphins, which, they were dying to get traded out of here by the deadline. We'd love to get together with them after the season and figure something out that works for both sides and continues his career here in Miami. There's no reason why we can, and we can roll up our sleeves on our end. And if the Dolphins are willing, we'll find out, we'll find a number that works for everyone. Okay. And Hill apparently, we'll see. Hopefully surgery went well for him and all that. It's over. Okay. And he says that because as an agent, he's got to stay open and be flexible because his guy's got a ton of baggage. People aren't going to be lined up to wanting to sign a 31-year-old problem child. Now, they might have rented him for 2 months here because they were going to rent him and get rid of him like a mercenary. But now, are you going to sign him to a multi-year deal? No. He'll sign a 1-year deal at best. And it'll be a prove-it deal. It'll be an incentive-laden deal. And then you're going to bring on a 31-year-old receiver with an ego that's going to want to go recapture glory. And if you're a team that's building and you're like the Dolphins, you need to go young. You can't relive the past. And by the way, at his peak, he failed you over and over and over and over again. In big moments, he failed. So why would you make a commitment to a guy that is going to be 32, coming off major knee surgery, and not reliable? Makes no sense. And you're in Miami and he's still single. Super dangerous. He bangs everybody when he's married. So Tyreek's career is done with the Miami Dolphins. And it's the best thing that the Miami Dolphins and its fan base can have. The time was here. It's come and gone. Sad that it ends this way for him because it would have been better that he would have been healthy for him, for the team. They could have gotten something. He could have gotten an opportunity to go somewhere else, and it sucks. But turn the page, man. Turn the page. It's over for Tyreek here in Miami. He's not coming back. And it would be counterproductive to bring a guy like that back where the Miami Dolphins are at. It makes zero sense. By the way, Caneswear, proud sponsor of our program. We love Brett and all the great people out there. Jeff, Ken Graff, Jack, just awesome people out there. And you can get 10% off. Use our code BIG010. You will get 10% off there at Caneswear and online too at caneswear.com too. And this month, Matthew Tkachuk on the 8th, next Wednesday, a week from today, Matthew Tkachuk will be signing autographs at Caneswear from 6 to 7:15 p.m. So check it out. and enjoy. And use our code online Big O10. And by the way, online, if you order over $99, you will get free shipping. Okay, Caneswear.com. Let's see. Frankie says, I'm shocked you guys are not blaming McDaniel for the Cam pick. Chris Greer. No, it's not an offensive player like that he wanted or anything. I don't have any insight on that. Of course, that's all Chris Greer. That picked that. And his kid was with him in South Carolina. That's like well known, So yeah, no, that was a bad pick. It happens, dude. You're gonna have bad picks. You're gonna have great picks, and you're gonna have bad picks. Everybody marvels at Devon Achane. Well, he picked him. Same guy. You know what I mean? You're gonna hit on some, and you're gonna miss on others. I actually think the missing hasn't been the bigger problem. It's who you've kept and who you've let go. That's the one that I could argue more about certain people that, okay, you've reached the point where you had to make a decision on who to keep, who to let go. That's been the problem. That's been the bigger problem, I think, there. Besides the biggest problem of them all, you can't get the right coach. And that is the ultimate pissa. Because if you can't find the right head coach, then they can't find the right head assistant coaches. And then that has forced all kinds of changes. Yeah. True Fin fan, you bring up Van Ginkel, which is true, but notice how they don't bring up Robert Hunt anymore. They don't bring up Christian Wilkins anymore. Used to be that Chris Carew made a mistake with Robert Hunt and made a mistake with Christian Wilkins. Well, now they suffered serious injuries a year out from their big contracts. So it's interesting. Now we're down to Van Ginkel as the only one that's left. Oh, man. Too funny. But it's true how it's kind of changed. All right. Let me do a little music here. Let me change it up a little bit here. And let's start off with musicians born on this date. If I can find it. Here we go. October 1st. What musicians were born on my birthday? Let's find out. Is it a decent list? Is it a really shitty list? Wouldn't be surprised if it's a crappy list on October 1st. Now, all I got to do is see if it actually pops up here. I really need to get a new one of these iPads. I need to get a new one. This one's already, the processor for this one is already kind of old, so it's slow. So it's probably time I upgrade one of these damn iPads. But anyway, here we are. It is now finally starting to switch over, which is a beautiful thing because it's not my internet. It's definitely the damn iPad. All right, here we go. And so far, it's a really bad list. Martin Cooper from OMD. If you leave, don't leave now. Born in 1958. Howard Hewitt from Shalimar. The second time around. Born in 1955. If you like, it's my birthday. I can guarantee you I'll be dancing in the sheets. All right, let's see what else going on. Brian Greenway, longest surviving member of April Wine. I like it. Just between you and me, baby. All right, 1951 for him. Who else celebrating birthdays today? Martin Turner, guitarist for Wishbone Ash, born in 47. The great Donny Hathaway, born in 1945. Love it. The closer I get to you with Roberta Flack, Donny Hathaway. There we go. Rest in peace. Jerry Martini, saxophonist for Sly and the Family Stone, born in 1943. Herb Fame from Peaches and Herb, reunited, and it feels so good. Born in 1942. I think he was a cop, if I remember correctly, before he got into the music business. Let's see who else. Julie Andrews, Mary Poppins, Sound of Music, born in 1935. Half decent list, I'll say, of musicians. There might be a couple of others on that other list. We'll see. All right, let's move over to famous people born on October 1st, not named Orlando Alzagari Jr. All right, Henry III from King of England, 1207. Remember, if I don't give an age, that means they passed away. Entrepreneur William Boeing, born in 1881. Outlaw Bonnie Parker, my kind of lady, baby, born in 1910. Actor Walter Matthau, 1920. One of the worst presidents ever, Jimmy Carter, 39th president, born in 1924. U.S. Supreme Court Justice William H. Rehnquist, born in 1924. Actor Richard Harris, born in 1930. Baseball Hall of Famer Rod Carew. He was a hell of a player, dude. Born in 45, is 80 today. And to this day, I still think he retired. And we're like, wait a minute. Rod Carew retired? He could have played. Can you look up his stats? I bet you Rod Carew had not a hell of a year, but a good year his final year. Rod Carew, I think, was one of those dudes that left the game and wanted to leave the game on top or something, because maybe I'm misremembering it. The famous Andy Pettit line. Maybe I'm misremembering it as like that, but it was like, why is he retiring? Like, he still had gas left. Like, he was a good player, dude. Rod Carew, man. I'm sure he's celebrating Yom Kippur too, by the way. Yes, because he is also Jewish. Let's see what else. Randy Quaid, the actor, born in 50. He's 75 today. You have it yet? Isais Morales. I just saw him in what movie was it that he was just like a thief? Anyway, born in 62. He's 63 today. Oh, Jesus. The guy from the Warriors. Come out to play. He was one of the four guys, and Isais was one of the other guys that they were I forgot what movie that I was watching that they were there. Mark McGuire, the juicer, was born on my date. 63. He is 62. Actor Christopher Titus. He's a trip. Born in 64. He's 61. Kevin Griffin from Better Than Ezra. I love Better Than Ezra. Born in 68. He's 57. Zach Galifianakis. Born in 69. He's 56. It's not a bad list. Joining me on October 1st. Actor Josh Brenner. Born in 84. He's 41. Comedian actor Beck Bennett, born in 84. He's 41. Actress Brie Larson, born in 89. She's 36. Yes, sir.
Hold on, helps if I turn the mic on. It looks like, he was batting 340, 280 his final season.
280 his final season?
Yeah, but it's about 328 was his average. So,
No. He's Hall of Fame, but 280, and give me the rest. Like, how many hits? What? Give me the batting, the on base percentage, all that kind of stuff.
He had 443 at bats, 124 hits, 17 doubles, 3 triples, 2 home runs, 39 RBIs, 64 walks, 1 hit by pitch, struck out 45 times.
Yeah. How many?
Struck out 45 times.
That's nothing. That's nothing. Like, I get it. You know, now that I look at it, it's not a bad year for an average person, but for Rod Carew, I kind of get it. Okay. I get it. He didn't want to like completely be a platoon player, probably. Yeah. How old was he at that time? Can you figure that out? What year he was born, what year he retired?
85.
I know it's high math.
No, I got to go to different ones because there's different areas to get his stats and his birth date. So hold on a minute.
Oh, okay. Well, just look at the year he retired and then look at the year he was born, and then that's it right there. You'll get it. But yeah, man. All right. Rod Carew. Sweet player, dude. Sweet.
So he's 40.
40. Oh, okay. So yeah. You know, and I thought he still had left. You know, see, the memory plays with you because I thought he was maybe even younger than that. Wow. 280 at 40. That's pretty good, man. That's pretty good. Nowadays, they'd kill for 280. They would kill for 280. All right, let's go with music history. What happened today in music history? Sometimes you get birthdays there, too. You never know. Let's see what we got here. First of all, Frankie, thank you for the super chat. He says, Big O, since it's your birthday, if you can go back in time, what year age would you go back to besides the obvious reason of being young again? Oh, God. No, I would go back to high school. Is where I would go back to. That's what I would go back to. High school, you know, because it was what Bill and I did in high school was just crazy. And so it was like a 3-year vacation at Hialeah High. So I would probably love to do that. Plus, after living as an adult, there's nothing better than being a kid, bro, especially in the 80s. Holy shit. And not having a care in the world. And in Hialeah, which was a blast. You know, like people don't realize how fun Hialeah was, you know? So yeah, no, probably it has to be high school just because the carefreeness to it all, that you didn't have a care in the world. It didn't matter, you know? Corso, Mount Rushmore of Halloween candy. Candy is dandy, but liquor is quicker. A little Willy Wonka line. I like it. Top 3 candies. I'm going Snickers. I'm going Kit Kat and Twix. There you go. That's my story. No, I'm sorry. Let me drive you guys crazy. Wow. Fixed it all up again. Screwed up. Snickers. $100,000 bar in Mounds. Wow. How did I do that? What's wrong with me? Mounds has been one of my favorite candy bars for all time to make you guys gross. $100,000 bar and Snickers are like tied, actually. I don't know how I forgot that. Snickers, $100,000 bar Mounds. That's it. I'm happy with those 3. Super happy with those 3. Damn, how did I forget 100,000 in Mounds? I was wrong on my part. My wife would have looked at me and going, hey, you didn't, like, I have $100,000 bars downstairs. Like, weird. Anyway, all right, let's go to music history because you all are wondering what the hell happened today in music history. In 1970, Janis Joplin made her last recordings singing Mercedes-Benz, which is included on her posthumous Pearl album, a cappella. She dies 3 days later, I'm sorry. In 1970, on this day, Jimi Hendrix was buried at the Greenwood Cemetery at the Dunlap Baptist Church in Seattle. I was there. I saw his burial ground. Among the mourners were Miles Davis, Eric Burden, Johnny Winter, and members of Derek and the Dominoes. When I went to Seattle, Sean and I, we went to go see Bruce Lee and God, I'm forgetting his son's name now, but they're both buried together. And also Jimi Hendrix. They're both in this. Was it two separate cemeteries or the same cemetery? Now I'm forgetting. I think it was two separate.
Was you in NorCal. It was before I got there.
What was that? I'm sorry.
It was you in NorCal. You guys went before I got there.
Oh, that's right. And I think it was two different cemeteries that I went to go see that, because for sure, if I'm going to Seattle, I'm going to go visit Jimi Hendrix burial site, and I'm going to go visit Bruce Lee. Yeah. So there we go. Let's see what else. In 1976, John Mellencamp, credited as John Cougar, released his debut studio album, Chestnut Street Incident. It features the singles American Dream, Chestnut Street, and Dream Killing Town. In 1977, on this date, the number one song on the Billboard Hot 100 was Miko's Star Wars Theme and Cantina Bar. It started a 2-week run at number one on the singles charts. In 1982, on this date, John Cougar went to number one on both the U.S. album and singles charts with American Fool. Jack and Diane, two American kids done best they can. In 1984, on this date, U2 released their fourth studio album, a masterpiece, The Unforgettable Fire. It features Pride in the Name of Love, featuring backing vocals from Chrissy Hine, the title track Bad, A Sword of Homecoming, and MLK. Just too much. It's just an exceptional album. In 1984, on this date, Chaka Khan released her studio album, I Feel For You, which was originally done by Prince, by the way. This Is My Night and Through the Fire, Through the Limits. Born in 1984, by the way. That's when it was released. In 1984 also, one very sexy woman, Apollonia 6, a group formed by Prince, released her only studio album, Apollonia 6, and it features the hit, I'm Your Sex Shooter, Shooting at Your Direction. And she is a smoke show. Anyway, what else? In 1990, Forbes magazine listed New Kids on the Block as the 5th richest entertainers in the U.S. with an income of $78 million. In 91, Public Enemy released their fourth studio album, Apocalypse 91, The Enemy Strikes Back. It features the singles Bring the Noise, Can't Trust Us, Shut 'Em Down, and Night Train. In 91, Green Day released their compilation album, 1039, Smothered Out Slappy Hours, and it features the singles At the Library, Don't Leave Me, 409 in Your Coffee Maker, and Paper Lanterns. What else? In 98, John Fogerty gets a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame at 7000 Hollywood Boulevard. In 2007, Radiohead's official website crashed after the band announced that their new album, In Rainbows, would only be available to order via Radiohead.com. Rainbow was one of the first major albums to be released via let the listeners pay whatever they choose model. Fans could also choose to pay a fixed price, and the disc box included 2 CDs, 2 records, plus artwork and booklets. That's why I had Wallen and Radiohead on the Super Bowl halftime. Would be hard to put them together, but would be pretty memorable. Let's see, what else do we have happening? In 2017, Jason Aldean's headlining set at the Route 91 Harvest Festival on Las Vegas Strip. A gunman opens fire from his suite at a nearby Mandalay Bay hotel, killing 58 and injuring over 500 in the deadliest mass shooting in U.S. history. Not so good on my birthday. Let's see what else. If there's anybody that was born that wasn't on that list that I did not mention. Cudcoda of Brownsville Station, smoking in the boys' room, was born today in 1948. And that's it. That's what happened today in music history. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. There you go. What else? All right. Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show. Cash App or Venmo. By the way, we are at 117,512 now. So we are climbing, ladies and gentlemen, which is a beautiful thing, isn't it? It is beautiful to climb. Climb, baby, climb. All right. What else do we have here? Oh, that was Lou Brock's Cardinals 118 steals when Ricky stole the 130. Yeah, Lou Brock was so good, dude. Such a great player. I didn't realize he was 40. Let's see. Perhaps you should play the birthday song by the Beatles today. Yeah, and get sued. And definitely get tagged by YouTube. Yeah. I think you can't sing the birthday song anymore because you can get sued. You know, the happy birthday to you song, you can't sing that because you can get sued. And then obviously I play a song like that for sure, YouTube's going to tag us and stuff. It's just really ridiculous to a point nowadays. Let's see. Irving Figueroa says, I don't know, but I'm kind of excited and looking forward to seeing how these new look weapons around Tua, such as Waddle, HN, Malik, Waller, NWI respond to Tyreek's future. It might look into. Yeah, but my brother, all that doesn't work if you don't block and run. You must block and run, my friend. You must block and run. And if they don't block and run, it won't matter. It won't matter. You won't be able to do what you want. It just is what it is. This is not the kind of quarterback that is going to start running around and, you know, taking on tacklers and all that kind of stuff and crazy shit, which doesn't get you anywhere either in the end. You got to be able to pass. But for a guy like Tua, if you don't do the basics, which is run and block, it will be that much harder for him to win. You know, you just got to be able to do that. And let's hope that they stick to the basics in that sense. Because if they do, then they've got a chance to win games because they have enough weapons. But you got to run and block. It's got to be a serious dedication to the run. And I'm hoping less running from Achane and more from Ali and others. Use Achane more as a receiver. Richard Ray, thank you for the love on the super chat, sir. Very nice of you. He says, Big O, I want to purchase the new Dolphins jersey. I already own a Tua jersey. I don't want to buy the jersey of a guy that's going to be gone. Who do you recommend I get? I recommend you get, I know it's not sexy, but Patrick Paul is one that he's looking great. Zach Sealer, dude. You can't lose with Zach Sealer. Zach's going to be here. He's been a rock for the team. So I like him. Let's see. I mean, if you want to wait for this year, but Chop might be one. You know, if he can break out this year and follow up his rookie year and have another excellent season, I think Chop would be the guy. That would be another one that I wouldn't mind getting. Right there. That's probably what I would look at right now. Nah, not Minka, because I don't know how long he's going to be here. You know, So it's kind of he got here and then he got traded and then he's back, but he's only back for 2 years, this year, next year. I don't know what's going to happen in the future. I have no idea. So yeah, that part I'm not sure about Minka. Achan too. You know what? Back on head. That's a great one right there. Achan. That's a great one. He's fantastic. Now he is a running back, and running backs aren't long-term players normally. So he could be used up for 4 or 5 years and then he's gone. But Chop is a long-term guy. Patrick Paul. Dude, if your left tackle's good and he looks good, he's going to be here for 10, 15 years. So that at least your jersey is, relevant for a while. And Chop, I think it'll be relevant for a while. Zach Sealer will be relevant for a while, even for the next 5 years. But if he retires and he retires as a Dolphin, then it becomes relevant permanently. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, Patrick Paul, Achan, and Chop would probably be the ones that, out of the young guys, that I would be looking at right now. Yeah, I like that. So that's probably the one that I would go for. Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show, Cash App or Venmo. Stephen Baker, the touchdown maker. Thank you, sir. He said, how did Strange and Bourne grade out on Monday night, or did the moving the pocket help their weaknesses? Yes, it definitely helped. And they were an upgrade. Strange was an upgrade over what they had before. Look, I'm a Keon Smith guy, but he's a tackle, not a guard. And I get it. They were trying anything that they can. Keon's a tackle, not a guard. So if Keon's going to succeed, it'll be a tackle, not a guard. But we'll see what happens there. Running helps, and moving the pocket helps. It helps the QB. I mean, it took you all these years to start moving them around. How stupid are you, man? Dude, we did boots and waggles with Marino. So how are you not going to do it, Tua? It's ridiculous. This is such a Mickey Mouse coach, dude. The things that he does just pisses me off. Where am I going out tonight for my B-Day? I'm going to go and get a steak somewhere. I haven't decided exactly what restaurant to go to. You know that? Like, my wife is like, where are we going? Where are we going? I haven't decided yet. So, yeah. What else do we have? Great. Now Patrick Paul is going to get arrested terrorizing a nursing home with that face mask. Stephen Harris just tuned in. Thank you, sir. Appreciate you. Thank you. Bingo, I still have my old Dolphin unis from the glory years. Jake Scott among them. The good ones never go out of style, right? There are certain ones you can keep, and, they're always going to be good. If you bought a John Avery one, well, you kind of, screwed up, right? And that happens. Thank you, Stephen. I appreciate you. Thank you to all for the birthday wishes and the presents and everything. Thank you. Looking forward to that bunk cake, Pat. Nice job by you, sir. Very thoughtful. And I like it too. So that's good. Appreciate it, man. Let's see where we at. 5:36 now. Let's go. Let's pump it, baby. It's interesting because of everything going on. You would figure maybe it would hurt Bitcoin, and it doesn't. As it gets worse, it makes Bitcoin even stronger in the process. How's the market, by the way? Is it still okay? Not bad. Dow is up 100 points. Not bad. The S&P is up 6.5 points. Okay. So at least it's not a super strong day, but not a red day at least. I was afraid that we'd get a little bit of a red day today. All right. What else do we have here? Thank you very much. Stephen Harris, thank you for the love on Cash App, sir. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Says, happy birthday and many blessings to you. Appreciate you, sir. Thank you for always, being dedicated to the show and your generosity. We really appreciate it immensely. Thank you, thank you, thank you. What else do we have? By the way, you see that Cleveland is starting Dylan Gabriel? I like this a lot. I like it a lot. Why? Because you guys know I'm a Shedeur Sanders guy. Okay? And I want to see him play. And the fact that you're already through the first quarter of the season and you're finally giving up on Joe Flacco, which the offense looks just pathetic. Dylan Gabriel ain't shit. So that's not going to last very long. I think Shedeur Sanders plays in a couple weeks. So that'll be cool. Want to see what happens now, and Shedeur will get his opportunity, and he if he gets to play and he gets to play well, he will have the world by the balls, and he will have Cleveland by the balls. So that's going to be that. This is one where it can blow up on you in the sense that if you didn't draft him and embrace him, then if he does develop, he can actually tell you, I'm going to go where I want to go. Like the whole Baltimore thing now. He turned down Baltimore, and he could be playing, but that doesn't mean anything. Why? Because the second Lamar is healthy, he goes back. Shedeur doesn't want that, and I don't blame him for that. He wanted to go somewhere. What are you going to do now in Baltimore? Change the entire offense for Shedeur? That's stupid. You got to get a guy that runs or can try to run kind of a Lamar offense so you can continue the continuity of it all. But if you have to change for the backup, then that's counterproductive for your team. And that's, what they're going to do, and that's counterproductive. But for him, go to a place that once you do get to start, you get a stranglehold of that position. And then you can dictate anything you want after that. And they have to bend over backwards and do whatever you want because you're the quarterback. So really interesting storylines that are going to develop in Cleveland, because Dylan Gabriel is, I don't believe he's going to succeed. So we'll find out what happens with Shedeur in the very near future, unless I'm wrong and Dylan Gabriel is some kind of a stud. That's all I can tell you. But that's, weird, man. Weird. Yeah. Odd stuff there. 117,500. Loving it. Loving it. Stephen Baker again. Thank you, sir, for the generosity on Venmo again. He says, I solved my jersey dilemma this way. I now customize them by using my favorite player of all time, number 39, and putting my last name on it. This way, when a new look comes out, I buy with conviction. Is this blasphemy? Or, Stephen, it's what I've told Marlins fans for years. Buy a jersey with Velcro. That's all. And then you just replace the name. That's it. So if the guy fails and it's a number, then you just rip it off and you wait till a respectable one comes along to then put it back on there and put a new one. That's it. Or you can, it's harder for the numbers because from one number to two numbers, and so the Velcro is already in place. So you can't do it. But that's what I would do. That way, if it fails, like what was Josh Rosen 17? I don't know now. But let's say he was 17 and then Waddle comes in and then, you could just, something like that. I forgot what Rosen was. I don't know why I thought he was 17. But anyway, a suggestion like that, you you bought a jersey, you were pumped up about the player, and then he's gone, and then, you wait for the next one. Yes, sir.
No, he was 3.
Oh, he was.
Yeah, Tannehill was 17.
Oh, there you go. Tannehill. You were excited about Tannehill. He failed, and now you got the Waddle. You take out Tannehill and you put Waddle. That's it. And nobody knows. It's a beautiful thing, dude. I'm telling you. Velcro is a beautiful thing. Marlins fans, that's the only way you can buy your jersey. Velcro. I mean, seriously. What do they keep around for more than a month? Jesus. It's terrible. Do I have any phobias? Corso? It's funny you said that. Maybe I'm being too honest now. I think I've developed one lately. A little bit of a claustrophobia. And it happened to me when I was put in an MRI machine for my head injury, and they put me in a face mask, then put me inside that thing, and dude, I was flipping out. And normally I had never had any issues with any MRI machines or anything, but that whole thing about the face mask and all that. So now I have this thing that I don't like to get trapped up anywhere. So it's just kind of like, I'm kind of developed that lately. I don't know why. And I think it came from that experience just recently, dude. Weird. Because I find myself now in that. It's weird that you asked that. But yeah, it just recently happened to me. And it's kind of like I get antsy even in traffic now, which I never really did. It's weird. Not good. Not healthy. I got to do something about that. But yeah, it's kind of odd. So, yeah, unfortunately. Joey Harrington was 3 as well. Wow, that's beautiful. We're on a roll with number 3. Big O, did you talk about the Marlins celebrating for beating them? No, I don't talk about Marlins. I don't give a shit about the Marlins. They might make our update one day if they can make the playoffs. So, yeah, no, I don't talk about the Marlins. Why would I give a shit about the Marlins, bro? When they start spending money, I'll give a shit about the Marlins. Rod Romero. Thank you, sir, for your generosity on Cash App. Very kind of you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Very nice of you, sir. I appreciate it. You put Happy B-Day. Thank you. That is very nice. Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show. Cash App or Venmo. HN is sold out looking at Waddle. I know I'd be more the Patrick Paul guy than Waddle. It's just Waddle has made me nervous lately. Put it that way, with the way he's kind of flimsy, bro. And getting injured and banged up all the time and all that. And he's just he's Bam Adebayoing my vibe. Which, okay, good player, but not a dog. And, I thought he was a dog. I looked at him as a dog. And, not a good player. I thought he was a dog. And I need to see dog. I haven't seen dog from the man. So, Stephen Baker. Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. I'm not supposed to read what he sent me because that's what he said. First thing it says, don't read on air. So thank you, Steven. I appreciate it. And what can I tell you, my brother, right? Old school. So maybe that's why we relate. So yes, thank you, my brother. Very nice of you. Very kind, very generous. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show, Cash App or Venmo. Thank you, sir. Did you have a bite of the cake? Oh no, this is. Oh, did I got cut shaving today. I cut myself shaving. Is it bleeding still? Damn it, where is it? You know, this thing changed. The iPhone had an update. I updated it, and now I don't know how to use some of this stuff that's there, and I couldn't switch it. So, oh yeah. I cut myself shaving this morning, and I thought I stopped the bleeding. I have a napkin. So it came back, unfortunately. Give me 15 seconds, Sean.
When presenting an award to an employee, athlete, executive, or fantasy GM, make sure you call Orvietto's Awards and More. For 35 years, these custom award specialists have been providing plaques, trophies, custom framing, while providing state-of-the-art laser and computerized engraving, UV printing, and glass crystal etching. They do all their engraving and printing in-house for quality control. Call Charles at 305-949-8098 or visit them at orviettosawards.com. Orvietto's Awards and More, where recognition is rewarding.
All right. Thank you, Frankie, for pointing out my blood. Anyway, appreciate it all. Thank you. Yeah, we kind of lay it all out here on the show. Brutal honesty is what you get here on the show, no matter what. Yes, I did cut myself, and it didn't stop. And you know, it doesn't help that I'm on blood thinners. So any like little cut, dude, I bleed like crazy. It's insane how much I end up bleeding. It just will not stop. Oh man! All right. What else do we have here on the chat board? By the way, visit our friends at Subaru of Pembroke Pines and make sure you mention our name, because you will get $500 off there at Subaru of Pembroke Pines. All right. And they are at 16100 Pines Boulevard. And make sure you tell them that I sent you, because they will definitely take care of you. They're really good people there. All right. What else do we have going on in the world of sports? Yes, thank you, Drew, for my 27th birthday. Yes, I wish. All right. Is it stopped yet? Looks like it stopped. Whatever happened to Rivercraft? He was picked up by somebody else last year, and then I don't know what else happened to him after that, my friend. That I don't know. I can't answer there. But he was picked up by somebody. I don't know if this year he's on anybody's list. I mean, on anybody's team. Pat in Asheville says, my first MRI, they didn't tell me how tight it was, and the alarm sound, it make me, oh yeah, the beep, beep, beep. Oh yeah. It freaked me out so much that the next time I got an MRI, I got a standing MRI. Do you guys remember that when I said I was getting a standing MRI? And that's why. I told, no, you're not putting me in that shit again. You're not putting me in that shit again. No. It was weird, dude. It was just weird. And I had never had those feelings before all my life. And all of a sudden, that moment, that MRI, that experience just kind of like did some damage to me. So, yeah. Put back Achan's jersey in Google and click on the NFL shop link, and it says $139. I just bought the Achan jersey there. There you go. Achan's a cool one, man. That's definitely a cool one. Let's see. Big O, which is better, Morton's or Ruth Chris? Well, see, here's the thing. Can I go to the is Morton's the one that's no, it's Smith and Walensky. I think it is the one on the water over by Miami Beach. You know, you might have given me an idea because I love that you're right on the government cut. I think it's Smith and Walensky that's in that one. I might go there today. I might go there because I like sitting there in the view and the water and all that. And they do a decent steak. Smith and Walensky. Out of Morton's or Ruth Chris. It's a good one, dude. I've been to Christie's a long time ago. God, I haven't been to Christie's in 30 years, 40 years. But yeah, I used to go to Christie's right on Ponce de Leon in the circle right there. Yeah, I know exactly where it's at. I'm gonna give a slight edge to Morton's over Ruth Chris. Slight edge, but there's not much of a difference, really. So, not much. But both are excellent. I would enjoy both. NorCal says, I have a 5-year rule on jerseys. Players need to be in Miami for at least that and made a huge impact. I'd get a Sealer jersey because he's proven to be a team first player, Fins for life. Yeah, that's, to me, a Sealer jersey is money, you know, because he's exactly what you want in any kind of a player, any kind of a person is what you want. Tell you something, folks. When you start taking blood thinners, man, you get cut, you don't stop bleeding, bro. Jesus. 117,547. I thought we'd be at 118 already, to be quite honest. At the pace that we were moving earlier, I thought we would be at 118 by now. R. Carrillo says Smith and Walensky sucks. Okay. Well, so that one sucks, huh? Okay. Get a jersey that says TD the mascot. There you go. That is true. That is true. Or get one that says Dolphin Denny. How come we don't honor Dolphin Denny? I mean, that guy was the ultimate cheerleader for the fans. And, you know, he was probably drinking a quart of whiskey during the games. Dolphin Denny. Go Dolphins. Go Dolphins. Oh, man. How entertainment has changed over the decades, huh, folks? We go from Dolphin Denny to where we're at now. Yeah, it's a little bit of a difference. Just a little bit of a difference, man. All right, folks. We are out of here. We appreciate all of you out there. As always, thank you for your commitment. Your support. Sean and I appreciate it immensely. We'll be back tomorrow. Hopefully, see if I get you a little preview of UM-FSU. We'll get you ready for Dolphins also and the Panthers. Remember, we'll have a post-game show for the UM-FSU game on Saturday night, and we'll do our pre- and post-game shows for the Miami Dolphins and the Carolina Panthers as they hit the road. I appreciate all of you for tuning in. Don't forget to smash the hell out of the like button. Appreciate it all out there. Do it for our birthday. Appreciate it. Thank you. Those of you that made a donation, those of you that sent in a super chat, thank you. That keeps us alive, keeps us going, and we appreciate your support. We'll see you tomorrow. Same time, same place, same bat channel.
This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.